The Against All Odds podcast, sponsored by Oak Forest Recovery. Welcome to the Against All Odds podcast. I'm your host, RJ, here with co-host Rachel. And today we have Kim Rogers, the Worm Queen.
Yes.
It's a very interesting title.
It is.
And I can't wait to hear more about it.
We're all in matching shirts.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Mushrooms
How great.
are the theme of this episode.
Yeah.
And we're going to find out what kind of mushrooms.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling it has something to do with gut health and
Worms.
being healthy.
Worms. It's always about the worms.
Yeah.
So yeah, take us back. What we kind of what we do here is like it's kind of like a biopic. You know what I mean? So we want to know kind of who you are, right?
Okay.
Like where'd you come from the start, and how'd you get here, and your journey.
Well, I was crowned the Worm Queen because of TikTok. So that was really kind of a cool thing 4 years ago when I first went viral on TikTok. I was talking about my own parasite cleanse. Didn't have my own company at the time, just randomly did a parasite cleanse trying to figure out my own health. And I went really viral. So we had talked about that earlier. I haven't really been around a lot of people that have gone viral on TikTok as well. So it's been really nice to sit with a fellow TikToker. Yeah. But I have 2 healthcare degrees and I ran 25 healthcare colleges. I've authored multiple educational medical books and I was a professor.
Wow.
And I've worked in the field since 2004. I've also had 13 surgeries, a hysterectomy when I was 29, and the doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with me.
Wow.
So they just kept cutting on me and they kept putting me on prescriptions. And
you were so devoted to sort of the healthcare system.
Yeah, professionally. And then personally, I was like entrenched in it, right? Because my health wasn't the best. So in 2019, my health declined rapidly and my husband and I really didn't know what to do and we couldn't get any help from my doctors. So we decided to pick up our lives, sell everything, quit our careers. And we had a piece of recreational property out in Hoodsport, Washington. And we decided to go out there and build a log home. Just the 2 of us. Figure out what's wrong with me or actually be able to grieve and say, have my husband say goodbye. So that was kind of a weird pivot for us in our life because I was so unhealthy. I was so sick. And so we started to work on growing mushrooms to save my brain.
Wow.
I had
what kind of stuff were you dealing with, like health wise?
Yeah, I'm so interested in like take it back before, like where are you from originally? Like where were you born and raised?
I actually was born in California.
Okay.
And then my dad was a colonel in nuclear missiles.
Okay.
And so he moved us to South Dakota because that's where all of the nukes are in our country.
Yeah.
And so he moved us there. So I actually was pretty much raised in South Dakota.
Got it. And did you always know from like a young age you wanted to work in healthcare?
No.
Okay.
But my mom is chronically ill.
Okay.
So it was just kind of a like.
So it was in the family.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we thought, oh, this is just passed down to me. My sister's not well. My dad's not well. Knowing a lot of the things, which we'll keep talking about those, I now know what's wrong with my family because of everything that I've done the last 4 years.
Right.
Yeah.
But I really do come from a family where Western medicine was our go-to for everything. And so it really wasn't kind of a weird process for me to go and work in Western medicine.
Yeah. But what inspired you to, get healthcare degrees? Like
my mom.
Your mom.
Yeah, I wanted to know what was wrong with my mom.
Got it.
It was really important.
So she was never diagnosed with anything in particular. They couldn't figure out what was wrong, or
she had sarcoidosis, which is a deteriorating tissue disease, and most people get it and they like pass away right away. My mom had it chronically. So she just dealt with it. I don't know if you've ever watched House MD. He always tried to diagnose everyone with sarcoid. Like sarcoid. No, that was his go-to for everything.
Got it.
So it really is more common now. But yeah, so I just wanted to really kind of figure out what was wrong with my mom. And so I just went into medicine.
Yeah.
What kind of degree did you get in medicine?
My first degree is an associate's in medical specialties.
Okay.
And I was a licensed medical specialist. So I worked with people that had neurology issues and endocrinology. Those were my 2 specialties.
Got it.
But I worked in ER and urgent care and family care. They just really weren't my jam. I actually left urgent care because I absolutely didn't want to deal with parasites.
Okay.
And now here I am.
Yeah.
Wow. What do you mean? Like what? Like because people were just coming in and they were sick with parasites.
Yeah,
and
like
you were,
lice, scabies.
and you were just like,
I'm like,
not for me."
like you
Yeah.
can catch bed bugs.
Yeah,
You know, they
yeah,
come
yeah.
in and you're like, oh my God, worms.
Yeah.
You know, they're rolling in with
Wow.
pinworms, and pinworms are like lice of the butt.
Yeah.
Everybody can get them.
Yeah.
If you have them, everyone in your family can have them because
Wow.
they just kind of jump around and
Wow.
I've
hang
had
out.
scabies before.
Oh, scabies
and then
are
the
tough.
whole family got scabies.
Oh my
John got
God.
it from his sober living and then gave it to me
Oh my
and Johnny
God.
when he was a kid. And we couldn't get rid of it for the longest time. Like
Yeah.
we had to lather up our bodies, put all of our stuff. It's like bed bugs, but it's in your body. It's
Underneath.
literally underneath your skin,
Oh my
and they
God,
make
stop,
these
dude.
trails.
Stop you.
And it's a
Stop.
huge thing. People get it in jail and
Oh
like
my
get
God.
nasty sober livings.
Oh my
and like,
God, dude. Just
yeah.
so we get a lot of people that come on here that struggle with addiction, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that struggle with meth addiction,
Yeah.
and they think they have bugs under their skin.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I
I
really
wonder how
had
many people
bugs.
have been
yeah.
on meth
and had
and actually
scabies.
had scabies.
A lot, but they
Right?
also have
You
worms.
know what I mean?
So
It's
yeah.
like they really did have
yeah,
bugs.
yeah.
They
yeah.
really, it's really an issue. It is.
Yeah.
And they're not just addicted to the drugs, but whatever you have living frequency in your body is as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I've learned over the last 4 years is really what parasites can do in your body and how bad it can be when you are in recovery. I was on Clonopin for 22 years
Wow.
on 4 milligrams.
Wow.
And this was part of my journey the last 4 years is getting myself off of Clonopin. And I
Yeah.
actually had a mini stroke trying to get myself off of it
Yeah,
too
'cause you
fast.
just try to stop yourself.
Yep. And
Yeah.
that's where the mushrooms came in. I learned about Amanita and how to break Amanita down, which is the mushroom that we celebrate every day. And it's the same DNA structure as benzodiazepine, which is what Clonopin is. So I was able to ease myself off of the Clonopin with lion's mane and turkey tail and Amanita, which is wild. We went out and foraged my medicine for us.
Wow.
Yeah, it was an incredible journey, and I definitely did not do it alone. My husband was here, smart. I mean, he really is the force behind all of this with us.
Wow. How did you get on Clonopin to start with? What was going on?
My health.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I had a hysterectomy at 29, it really was botched, and it was very stressful. My health was always in the shitter. So there really wasn't anything else I could say and do than what I was being directed. And so in order to help with my anxiety, they said, oh, let's put you on this. And then it just,
Which is always the answer.
snowballs.
It's like, let's
yeah.
give you this, and then if that's not working, let's give you more, and let's give you another one. And that's usually
keep upping the dose.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
okay. We'll bring you back down.
Yeah.
We'll see if that helps, and then we'll pivot you onto something else. But your body doesn't know any different. And when you have a frequency living inside of your body, like a parasite, you're addicted, and that is addicted.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
So the worms inside us.
They're addicted. It's
they
a
need it.
struggle.
Yeah, they need
they
it.
really do. They can absorb 90% of our nutrients, medications.
Wow.
And so they're just as addicted as you. So when you're trying to get off of that, you're not only trying to get off of it, but they're creating die-offs because that's all they know.
Wow.
And so for me, I was realizing something else was going on with me while I was getting off the Clonopin. And I got off the Clonopin because I was having Parkinson's-like symptoms. And I worked in neurology, so I know what those symptoms look like. And before I decided to, succumb to that diagnosis, I was like, I need to get off the Clonopin to see, is it my body and my soul? Or do I have Parkinson's? Is this another label they're putting on me? Or is this really what's wrong with me? So I need to figure that out. So I started the journey of getting off of Clonopin. And it was during 2020, and I lived in Washington, and I wouldn't comply. So we really had to come up with some really great alternatives for me to get off of this really powerful benzo.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's really where my journey started.
Yeah.
That's why I reached out to you guys.
Yeah. So,
'Cause-
okay. So you're trying to get off these benzos.
Mhm.
Your health is just like, you don't know what's going on.
Right.
You're like basically just willing to close the book on your life.
Yes.
And you're like, we're going to move to Washington, set up camp, and really just kind of throw a Hail Mary or end it.
Yep.
Wow.
That's right. And then if I didn't make it through, at least my husband would have a beautiful home, no mortgage, no debt, and could literally just go work at just a regular job, or he's an engineer. So, I mean, he could go get a good job, but then he wouldn't be like strapped.
Listen, nobody wakes up one day and thinks, you know what'll be fun? Going to rehab. But sometimes life gets messy, and the bravest thing that you can do is admit that you need a reset.
At Oak Forest Recovery, we're not here to judge. We've been there. We know what it's like. We've been scared. We've been alone, using comedy and jokes to cover it all up. The good news is you don't have to do it alone. We have the tools, we've got the community, and we even have good coffee.
If you or someone you love is struggling, come see us. Healing doesn't have to be boring. It can even be fun, and we're here to help.
Because chronically ill is expensive.
No, for sure.
It is so expensive. Yeah. So I spent more money on my health when I was in Western medicine than I do now.
Right.
And I actually do more.
Healthier.
Oh, so healthy.
Yeah.
Like I'm next level healthy.
Yeah.
So I'm
So why mushrooms? Like, how did it come into your? I mean, you know, you take somebody who's just Western medicine for so long, and then how did you? What started the pivot?
I didn't go to the bathroom for a month. I didn't poop for a month.
Oh my God, I've done that.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
mine's probably different reasoning, but
yeah. Well, I mean,
Clonopin.
Clonopin, and I mean, I had taken opioids, and so I just knew that specific mushrooms make you go to the bathroom. So I'm like, well, if I go to the bathroom and I have like a psychedelic moment, I'm going to reset my mind and I'm going to help my body. Why not give it a try?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you can't trust everyone in the DMs on Instagram, right? So, of course, I'm looking at my husband. I'm like, let's just learn to grow mushrooms. Like the lion's mane can help rewire the neurons that are misfiring in my brain. Turkey tail helps break down scar tissue, which I have endometriosis and adenomyosis, and they give it to patients that are on chemo to help break down their tumors. So why don't I try it? Like I'm looking at all these cancer things that I can help with to just kind of apply to my own body. And this just kept coming up. Mushrooms. And so we just paused our log home build, and my husband like dove in full time and figured out how to grow mushrooms, which is really a lot. Yeah. It's a full-time
So it's not
gig.
an easy thing. It's like you have to really
you have to make sure they don't die. You have to build like instead of just putting soil in a pot, you have to build like a block of soil that is specific. And so he had to learn all of that. And then that's where I went on TikTok. Okay. And I was showing people our log home build and then also how we were growing mushrooms and what that looks like. Yeah. So we were really like kind of healing me in a different way and a very alternative type of fashion. So after around a year and a half of doing this, I was better, but I wasn't really where I wanted to be mentally. My mental health was still pretty trashed and my body just wasn't really recouping. So I'm like, there's something else going wrong with me. Like something else is going on. Like I feel better. I'm not dying anymore. We've really gotten me off of the Clonopin, which was the side effects of Parkinson's. I would have like a weird flare and I'd have a stare. So I got myself off of everything. And then I was scrolling on TikTok, and I scroll with purpose. I don't really like go deep in and like, you know, so
doom scroll.
Yeah, I'm not a doom scroller. I'm usually scrolling to look at like opportunities and learn. And so this girl came across my For You page, and she said she almost unalived herself over worms. And it just stopped me in my tracks. And she held up the
Paragard.
Yep, she held up Paragard, which I went viral over Paragard. So I decided to just give it a try. At this point, I'm like, okay, I've gone down the wormhole of mushrooms, and I've been on this trip for a year and a half, literally. And so I just, maybe that's what it is. I thought I had worms a few years before. My doctors all said, nah, you live in a first world country. You don't have worms. That's impossible. And so I just kind of didn't really think anything else of it. And as soon as that video came up, I immediately bought it. I immediately tried it, and within 3 days I saw flukes, roundworm, and pinworms in the toilet and didn't have to dig. I just looked and I was like, oh God. And this pain that I had on my right side was gone after almost 20 years of pain, I felt better. Wow. And so that was it. I have done this every day since July of 2021. I've never taken a day off. I literally talk about it. I created a company around it.
Yeah. So do you do this whole thing you do the whole, like your whole kit every day?
I do this kit a few times a year. So I do it 3 to 4 times a year, but I do talking about it.
Oh,
but
talking
I also
about it. Okay. I was like,
one of these, I take Sustain every day. So I do technically take an anti-parasitic every day.
Yeah.
But it really has led into like other kits that I do now, and like other anti-parasitics, and I also have mold and I have chronic Lyme. So this was literally just the tip of the iceberg for me of like what really has been wrong with me for 20 years. And I figured it out on my own with a little help from my personal doctor who I love.
Wow.
But this really has been me digging in, just completely using my classical training to figure out what's wrong with me. And as something else pops up, I share exactly what it is with my millions of followers, because it's so important for people to understand their body in order to make choices. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
wow.
Yeah. So then I went viral, and here, we talked a little bit about that, but.
So what have you learned about worms? Like, where are they coming from? And have you
everywhere?
Like, what is it? Like, where is it from the diet that we have? Is it from is it mainly Western society? Is it what have you learned along the way?
All of that. So basically for me and Jeremy, they're in our water.
Okay.
Yeah. So we actually found out that Hoodsport's water is contaminated, and it is just a community well. So a lot of wells have worms in their water, a lot of city water. So we've tested Seattle's water because we also have an apartment in Seattle, and it tested positive. Our country doesn't test their water for nematodes, which are physical worms. So the word parasite is anything that feeds off a host, or in Latin terms, an unwanted dinner guest. Okay. That's what parasite stands for. But then you have like parts of the word parasite. So you have protozoas, which is Giardia, D. fragilis, and Cryptosporidium parvium, which is parvo, which is what I had, and that kills puppies. Yeah. And then Giardia is most commonly found in the water, and a lot of people know what Giardia is. When it comes, you have to boil your water, right? So if there's a pipe break and they say boil your water, it's because you more than likely have D. fragilis, Giardia, or crypto in your water, and they don't want you to drink it. And then you have physical worms, which are nematodes. Roundworm, flatworm, tapeworm, whipworm, pinworms. Those are called nematodes, and they don't test our water for that in our country. So that was what happened to us to compile my health, right? So it was just making it worse because I wasn't drinking the water, but I was showering in it. I was brushing my teeth with it. I was cleaning my produce with it, thinking I'm doing the right thing here. Right. And I have a retainer, and I was soaking my retainer in it. So basically I was just continuously. And you can't
see them, right? They're so small that you can't see them. Okay.
Right. They're microscopic.
Yeah.
Now, do they take hold in some people's bodies more so than others?
Yes.
And why is that? Just maybe due to just if you're more unhealthy, there's more of a perpetuity for it to take hold, or?
Yes and no. So I think that we're all exposed on a daily basis, and 95% of us have parasites. The CDC says 60 million of us, but that's if you're tested and test positive in Western medicine labs. And so I don't think that their testing is accurate. I do think, to answer your question, I do think that some of us are way more stagnant and we don't eat right, even though maybe we say we do, but we're not eating correctly. And so we're just feeding them because they do have a mind of their own and they are on a live frequency in your body. Right. So I think that some of us have that issue. I think some of us have issues with a lot of nervous system, and so they hijack our nervous system and they live in our lymphatic, and a lot of us have lymphatic issues. And like my best friend Sam, she's the healthiest person I know. She's so fit, and she blows them out of her nose continuously because they reproduce so fast. It's so hard to catch them and to really eradicate them. Once you have them, there is an infestation and it's very difficult. You do have to continually do these things in order to get them moving, but you're also introducing them often into your body when you're eating fish.
I've seen first, I've got to meet clients that have come, you know, through finding O-Forest through my platform. And I think that's been one of the most special things. And then seeing them, I've seen people come in the beginning, and then I've seen them, you know, at bonfire or after, and seen like the light come back in their eyes and what a great experience they're having. And this new, you know, community that they have now that could last for the rest of their lives and has set them up like for a successful recovery. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things.
And seafood, salmon in particular.
Seafood.
I know, me too.
Oh, no.
I miss salmon. We had, we had crab last night. I know that it's possible, but then I just, I do my kit and I just am really careful. But they're in all food. They're everywhere. They're
you can't
in our
miss them,
you can't.
really.
Yeah. Now we just are proactive, right?
Right.
That's really what I've learned the last 4 years is how much we just need to be proactive as humans in Western medicine countries. We're not taught this. It's kind of sad we're not. Other countries know this is an issue. Like Mexico, you would never go to Mexico and drink their water. You would never go to Mexico and not consider, I could have caught a worm, right? It's the same here. They didn't just stop at the border and go, wait a minute. Mexico, United States, like they don't know a difference. And so it's really just about being proactive and just really understanding that this is a thing in our country.
And is this something that you think that humans have lived with for thousands of years?
Yes.
Like you go back to, Neanderthals, and, we've always had this sort of relationship with worms being inside of us and sort of, I guess, maybe ending people's lives earlier than they should.
I think that because they can control our minds, and we definitely want to talk about Toxoplasmosis gondii, which is a cat parasite, but I want to go back to, this is how the kit that I created is exactly how our ancestors deworm themselves.
So that's
with
what I was
the herbs.
The herbs. The herbs are
because
the
I was
way.
wondering if their diet was more geared towards sort of naturally cleaning themselves. Where, our diet
back
today
in the day,
is
they
just so
didn't eat like
manufactured.
how we eat.
Yeah, we eat so processed. Like right now, we're so processed. We have so many heavy metals. And the heavy metals weight them down. So that's what I learned when I went viral on TikTok in 21 was that heavy metals weight them down. And when you release the heavy metals, you release them. And then how are you sweeping them out? And then they feel afraid. So then they start laying their eggs. And then you have a huge cycle. Right.
Gosh.
So they can hold 6 to 8 times their weight in spores, viruses, bacteria, and heavy metals. And when you start to like eat things like pumpkin seeds, it releases this fear in them. And then they just start generating more and more and more. It's wild. That's why my best friend has so many that she blows out her nose. And this is a cycle. And that's why we say you got to do this 3 to 4 times a year minimum. Where other countries like Mexico, they cleanse a couple times a year using synthetics. Jamaica does a tea called the bush and they do it monthly. So everyone I ask that's from another country, I say, how do you deworm? And they look at me and they're like, oh yeah, this is what I do. You say in our country, how do you deworm? And they look at you and they're like, ew, what?
I don't have worms.
Yeah, totally. And you do. Like,
So how does the process work? Like, what is it? And what is this process? Explain it.
So when I went viral, I just did one, just dewormed. That's it. And as I was going through that, I realized that you don't need just wormwood. You actually need Oregon grapefruit, which is a small intestinal antiparasitic, and usnea, which is something not a lot of people use in life because it's an old, ancient herb that hangs from the trees, and that helps push out bacteria and viruses that they're holding on to. So, and then you're always hungry while you're deworming because they're wanting you to feed, right? And you're like, no, man, I want you to starve.
Yeah.
So
are you fasting while you're doing it?
You don't have to fast. You can just eat as clean as possible.
Okay.
We used to say no meat, no sugar, no carbs, and no alcohol because Candida is also being removed from your body, which we all have, yeast. But when it overgrows, it turns into a parasite. And so that can be systematic and cause you to have a lot of issues. And so I realized that, we need to be Candida cleansing as well. So parasites, Candida, and we're exposed all day, every day to heavy metals. So you need to bring something in for heavy metals as well. And I use cilantro. That's my heavy metal herb that I love. And we all are familiar with it. Yeah. You can eat anything that's in here. Yeah. So it's just the way that my company, which we manufacture our own products in our 10,000 square foot manufacturing facility, and I have 30 employees. So I went from almost dying to now I run a multi-million-dollar business, and I've gone really viral because this works. Right. And it's such a good process, and you feel so much better. Your inflammation goes down. And then at night you have to bind. And this is the one thing you can bind any time during the day. I just like to tell people that are new to all of this that binding's the easiest at night.
What is binding?
Binding is coconut activated charcoal, and ours has Ceylon cinnamon. And it's a negatively charged herb that attracts, like a magnet, positively charged toxins. So instead of it getting reabsorbed back into your body, it helps bind it and push it out of your system.
It's creating the poop.
Yeah,
parasite poop.
Yep, okay. It's creating the parasite poop. Yeah. I'm going to use that.
Yeah.
So we did not bind our first few cleanses, and we didn't even know binding was a thing. Coming from Western medicine, we used charcoal if somebody overdosed or had alcohol poisoning in the ER. We didn't use it in a microdose amount in order to bind toxins to remove out of your body before they reabsorb back into your bloodstream. And that's really what you're trying to do. You're just trying to continue to protect as much as you can, because they're dumping stuff on the way out. They're like, I'm going to dump this. Like, I want my family to keep going. So bam, done. Right. So I just was like, this is everything I'm doing. And I just want it in a nice, inexpensive kit for people. There's only one of me. We give instructions. We have free guides. I don't charge for my knowledge at all. I charge $100 for my kit. But you don't have to do my kit to get my knowledge. I give everything in ebooks. I answer every email. My team answers every DM, every comment, because it's lonely. This is a lonely process. Chronically ill is lonely. Right. Talking to people about parasites is lonely. They look at you like, what? So if you can go in and actually like create a community and feel like a belonging, it really does help when you're going through this craziness, because it is crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I mean, worms is coming out of your body.
It's a weird thing, but we have them. And I think the denial of it all is really why I'm so loud about it.
For sure.
Why not see? Like, if I would have had this opportunity to do this 20 years ago versus getting a hysterectomy, I would have. Right. I would have sat down and been like, you know what? I'm going to take some wormwood, some Oregon grapefruit, and throw in some cilantro and see what comes out. You know?
And so how does this work? Walk us through how does somebody do the full kit or the full flush?
So it's these three tinctures, 15 drops each, 3 times a day, and you bind at night.
Okay. And then for how long?
30 days is the first. I give you around 40 to 45 days. And I did that because people don't like to go beyond 30 days. I mean, 21 days makes or breaks a habit. So if you can get them past that 21 days, usually they'll keep going on the 30. And I want them to enjoy a cleanse. I don't want it to be like a bad trip where you do it and you're like, I never want to do it again. I want it to be enjoyable and you feel results. Right. So 30 days is what I did. And then 40, because I need you to do 5 days over the full moon. And then again,
because the full moon makes them crazy, right?
Yes. It's
can we talk about that for a second? Because I've heard that before, but what is it?
Yeah, explain that.
Yeah. I've heard the worms go crazy around the full moon. Yeah.
So your serotonin is up and your melatonin is down.
Okay.
So they just hop on the serotonin river and be able to make some waterfront property with new communities. So they'll hop on, eat your serotonin, move out your body, and they'll start dropping eggs in other places to have their own communities.
And while they're eating our serotonin, is that making everyone depressed?
Yeah, and crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yes, it's real. So I always joke around
when
and
you
tell
say dumping in other places, what do you mean by that?
Well, they can go in. They can go into our blood. They're in our blood, our tissue, and our muscle. A lot of people think that worms and parasites are just in your gut, but we eat other animals, and they have worms, right? You should never eat raw meat because you're eating their body, you're eating their muscle, their tissue, and their blood, and that's where they are.
What caused you to choose to become a part of the Oak Forest team?
The first time we came out, I was like, oh my gosh, this is my family. These are my best friends now. And I immediately felt very drawn to the Oak Forest community. I think it's really beautiful, from just the bonfire meeting and people not even necessarily needing to go through Oak Forest to go to that. And then also knowing that they have this safe community, or if someone needs help, they can go through this program that has changed so many lives. I love that it's like a family and tribe, like you call it. From seeing how many people have gone through there and then decide to work at Oak Forest and help others and want to stay in that community because they love it so much, I think that's truly something I haven't seen anywhere else.
I think the misconception is they're just chilling in our gut, but really they're in our cells. They're making their way through multiple different places in our body, including our brain. Some worms can pass through the blood-brain barrier, like a tapeworm. RFK Jr. has neurocystosarcoma, which is a tapeworm in his brain. It's a physical worm, is dead in his brain, but it's not alive anymore. That's what he says. And it ate some of his brain. So he's one of the bigger people that have come out and said, oh my gosh, like I've had a tapeworm in my brain. So they can go anywhere in our bodies. I mean, we're just all encased in this human temple, right? And so they're everywhere.
How do you test? Is there a way to like see them? Like say you did go just to a Western doctor, right? Is there a way to see them, or you can't see them until they come out?
No, you can see them.
Oh, you can see them.
If you have physical worms. Okay. If you have microscopic worms or roundworm eggs, which are usually microscopic, you can't see those, but you can look at them under a microscope.
Okay.
So there's a few ways that you can get tested, and I don't think you need to get tested.
You just honestly know you have them.
Yeah. Go eat some ice cream.
But what are the ways to get tested? What are the like?
Oh, you can go get your stool tested. So there's a couple of places that I have in my link tree. Everything I talk about is in my link tree just to make it easy for people. Right. Because it's overwhelming. I know it's crazy. Yeah, sure. It is. So you can go to like parasites.org. They have a stool test. It goes to Mexico. And that's where mine went. But I also did the same stool to LabCorp, which is a Western medicine. And they came back negative. And parasites.org came back positive. And so I found out I had crypto, but they sent it to Mexico because they have parasitologists.
Well, Western medicine doesn't want you to be positive because then they won't be able to throw medicine at you. Right. Because then you'll get better, you know?
Yeah. But everybody says, oh, it's the money. But like both sides of this is fluent in that. And it's like, I realize we're in a sick care environment and health. And I'm really adamant that I will make some changes for that. Like it's my goal. Like this is why I'm doing this. It is my mission for people to understand their bodies and to understand that environmental toxins create chronic illness and autoimmune and addiction. And all of the things that we're all fighting as a daily really can stem from one little thing. Right. And it's like crazy that we have to go through all of this in order for us to find out what's wrong with our own body.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the worm like? I feel like for some of the listeners, right? Like I feel like, you know, for to get people to do this, right? It's like at least for me, right? It's like I'm such a visual learner, right? Like what are the worms doing inside of our bodies?
They're just chilling in a way.
Like they're living their best life.
They are rent free. Okay.
But it's like you're like
you want me to go through some A and P.
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
let's
like,
do two different AMPs. Don't forget to talk about toxo with me because Toxoplasmosis gondii, let's just talk about it real quick.
Yeah.
Toxoplasmosis gondii is the most understood as the cat parasite, right? Okay. But more than just cats can get it. Actually, any warm animal can get toxo. Toxo is a microscopic parasite that affects a mouse. And you know that with mice, they're afraid of cats. Unless they have toxo. So when they have toxo, they are sexually attracted to the cat's urine and are mind controlled to go and cuddle up to the cat to get eaten. So toxo has controlled the mouse, told it to go get eaten because the next stage of toxo is an enzyme in the cat's gut. So then it gets eaten by the cat and the next stage happens. The cat poops. You scoop that cat poop or you step in that cat poop and all of a sudden, guess what? You potentially could have Toxoplasmosis gondii. Then all of a sudden your behavior changes. You become sexually attracted to everything. You have no worries. And some fighters in Mexico go and actually get toxo because it removes the fear. And they're not afraid to get the crap beat out of them. And they did a study on crotch rocket riders that died, and 100% of them had Toxoplasmosis gondii.
My God.
Yeah. So it really can come in, it gives me goosebumps, and control your mind because it rewires your brain.
Wow.
Just like it rewired that mouse's brain to go and snuggle up with the cat.
Right.
Tom and Jerry, maybe. I don't know. I got to go down that wormhole.
But I feel like this is like information that listeners, you know what I mean? When they hear stuff like this, it's like,
yes,
I better buy a dewormer. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's just, I feel like that's the stuff that
it's a scary
most
thing.
People don't know. You don't hear about.
Right.
You know.
Candida's telling you to eat sugar.
Oh, yeah.
So it's controlling your mind, right? Yeah. It's telling you eat sugar. Right. Toxo's telling you to go sleep with that person. And you're like, dude, I didn't even want to do that. Like it literally makes people promiscuous. It's a whole thing because it's like attracted to the cat urine. That's disgusting.
Right.
First off, cat urine stinks, but it's the mouse is like, oh my God, I got to go do that.
Yeah.
So it's a really fine line for a lot of people to think about, like, how much we're exposed eating salmon and sushi and we're around our pets. And I say that 100% of pet owners have a parasite the same as their dog. We all share the same microbiome in our house. You let your dog lick you and it's microscopic and they're out there eating its own poop. And we had dogs. I had the same worm as my dog. So we just don't think about it. This just isn't an education that we've ever been taught before.
Yeah. So interesting. Wow. Why do you think that is?
I think that it got lost in translation over the last 101 years since Western medicine has been a part of the medical world. Right. We used to not have Western medicine. So in 1924, the Rockefellers came in, they bought all of the publishing books and companies. And so they created their own medicine. And so it's really easy. And as a author and also a subject matter expert, when I was in the Western medicine world in academia, it was really easy for me to make a slight little change in a medical textbook. And I was the gold standard. I was the last one to say this book goes to publishing because I was a subject matter expert. So it's very easy to slowly over time make changes to our medical books. And that's where we're trained. Is through these books. So if we feel like, oh, we've cleaned up our water, our food doesn't have it in Western medicine countries, there's no way. We don't really need to teach this anymore. We don't really need to look at this. And coming from academia, I used to help train lab technicians and I gave them 3 minutes. You looked at the stool. If you didn't see anything in it, you marked it as negative. And then you documented not in lieu of a parasitic activity or infection, a parasitic infection, and you would move on. And that little asterisk at the bottom saying this is not in lieu of a parasitic infection kind of covers you, right? So I just didn't see it in the little stool sample I got. So it's very easy while you're practicing medicine to miss things. And it's also difficult to know everything. And then there's malpractice. So I think with everything that's compounded over the last 101 years, it's just been missed and it's taboo and we frowned upon it. You must be dirty. This must be something that, you caused. Listen, you ate some salmon because 10,000 10,000 parasite eggs can live in 1 square inch of salmon. And we eat that raw, right? How easy.
And just like we were saying, when Western medicine came about and a lot of things changed, a lot of these sort of more ancient ways of treating ourselves just disappeared.
Yep.
And like, I think we used to do probably a lot more of this naturally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before all these things were introduced.
Yeah.
We did.
And became the standard.
Well, we trusted Mother Nature more.
Yeah.
Right. I read an article that said when you go outside and you shed onto the earth, she'll grow what you need. So some of us have more dandelions in our yard, some of us don't. And it's because that's what you need to take.
I love that.
And Earth is telling you, Mother Nature is like, you really should take this. I'm trying to grow it for you. And so on our property, we have a ton of Oregon grapefruit, which is anti-parasitic. It's in sustain. And it like spoke to me while I was out there doing my journeys.
Wow.
Don't think for a second, though, that I didn't have a bunch of downloads while I was out there doing lots of mushrooms.
Yeah.
I would do downloads and then I'd hop on to TikTok and I'd be like, how does TikTok know what I'm thinking? This is wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
In your experience with treatment, how special is Oak Forest?
Oak Forest is very special. I've had my fair share of treatment experiences. I've even worked in treatment myself. And Oak Forest is like something I've never really experienced before. And I think that it's almost something that like cannot be replicated anywhere else, at least from what I've seen, right? And so it's just like this community and the love and the support that goes from the beginning of the process, and not even just with the clients, with the families, with everything else. Like everything that I have seen goes above and beyond. And like beyond, even as like all of these people are being employed long after they have completed treatment, right? And I think that right there says everything.
It's incredible. Wow.
So
have you come up against any sort of pushback? And what does that look like?
When I first went viral, my first pushback was big tech for sure. That's been a big pushback. I used to have 40 to 50 million people watch me a month. And now I have around 5 to 6 million. And that's okay. Like I just pivot myself. I went over to Instagram and then I made my own podcast called What's Eating You. And so I've just kind of shifted, right? And just, this is a message that needs to be heard. So I'm willing to go up against anyone. We've had the FDA come to us.
Really?
Yep.
What did that look like?
They sent us a letter in the mail saying that our website wasn't compliant. And so we had to go through and kind of make them happy. So
what is that? You have to put disclaimers and this is not for human consumption or stuff like that? Yeah,
we just basically had to say that this is just a supplement. And, you know, they felt like we were making claims, which it's really hard when you're saying this is an anti-parasitic and this is a parasite cleanse.
But they don't let you say those things.
Right.
Wow.
So we've had to clean all of that up, which is kind of funny because we were right in the middle of a website switch anyway. So it ended up working out.
But it's frustrating.
Yeah. Right.
It's like,
now we have FDA lawyers.
This does.
Yes.
And yet the FDA, because they don't agree with it, can come in and shut you down.
Right. Yeah.
And then you have to remove that verbiage.
Yes.
Which then makes it even feel more esoteric and, you know, sort of like black magic.
Yes. Like we're doing something wrong when we're just making some herbs.
Or you're, you know, but it's more like, you know, it's like by them doing that, it makes it seem more like witchcraft rather than being like, hey, no, this is a dewormer. This is exactly what it does. This is why it does it. This is the properties of it. They're like, no, you can't do any of that. You can say that you're, you know, selling, you know, tinctures and, you know, special herbs that you've put together and you can't make claims.
Yep. We're just
Except
cleansing.
you can come on podcasts and you can say
anything I want.
Anything you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Hell yeah.
It's the best way to do it.
For sure.
Anybody that has a business, they should market in a podcast because you get 15 to 20 seconds on a video and I get an hour to an hour and a half to be able to talk to your community and educate your community and help your community because I've been a part of an addictive community. I have had addictions myself. So it's nice to be able to come with a solution and be able to give like facts that you're not going to ever hear or read because it really is a taboo subject. And I don't understand coming from Western medicine. I'm a black and white. This is the body. Of course we could have worms.
Right.
Right. In my mind, I didn't understand when I was going viral. Oh, well, why is this such a thing? And then I saw it was a thing and I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm going to keep going. Like I did 10 videos that day.
Yeah.
I just kept answering people's questions and going because this is really a thing we should all be doing. We should all be doing this minimum of 3 to 4 times a year.
Yeah.
So it's really smart to go on podcasts.
Yeah. Yeah. What are some of like the most, I'm sure you've encountered some like pretty incredible success stories. Walk us through like a couple, like, I don't know, ones that stick out.
So Tyler, I'm allowed to use his story because he's so amazing. He's actually our bottle guy. So the bottles, I get them from him, and him and his wife tried for years to get pregnant. And they were about to go onto their IVF journey. And I said, you know what? Just try it. Like both of you dedicate 30 days, really get in there and just work on your diet and just do some red light, just do a few of the things I talk about and just see. Well, 8 weeks after they did my kit, she now has a boy and it's 1.5. So it really getting rid of something that energetically is like living off of you to be able to prepare your body for another living thing that is more healthy to live off of you. Your body knows the difference. It really does. Skin issues, a lot of kids that had behavioral issues don't because pinworms don't just go away. I mean, you really do have to go in and cleanse them out. And then I would say my story. My story is the biggest success of what this looks like to do an anti-parasitic and do a parasite cleanse. And what made me come in and create Parify was all of my success. And I just wanted to share that with the world. I mean, we do ship worldwide. We've sold over 200,000 kits. Where we've been doing this only for 4 years. I mean, technically not even 4 full years because we didn't start until December of 21.
Right.
Wow.
So, I mean, for us to do all of this and help people, that's really the success story that I've seen.
Yeah. How quickly did you feel better after you did it?
3 days.
Wow.
Within 3 days, I knew what was going on with me.
Crazy.
And usually it's a couple of days for people. The inflammation goes away like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're struggling with dropping a few pounds, just the inflammation, achy joints, because some of the side effects, if you have a parasite, are things that you just would think, oh, this is just normal, which is inflammation, joint aches, grinding the teeth. That's a huge indication you have a parasite.
Wow.
Drooling at night, craving salt, craving sugar, just abnormal thoughts. Like you just know deep down in your core that's not you and your mental health is trash. I mean, you're just going in and taking some herbs, right? You're just going in, and the way I synergistically created it, it's just really going to help alleviate some of those IBS. So IBD, I mean, we have so many gut issues in our country.
Right.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's incredible.
I know.
It's really
crazy.
It's a fascinating thing that like led me down how bad environmental toxins are for our bodies and how much they're not talked about. And we're told that this just isn't a thing. So we did all of this. And then I started Rogers Hood, and then we were building still our log home. My husband and I built it with our bare hands. Just the two of us built this 1,800 square foot, 2-story, hand shucked logs. I mean, it was a journey for sure. And then we found out we had mold in our trailer. So we were living in mold. And so they go hand in hand, really, in my opinion. It's another environmental toxin that we don't talk about. And then just 2 years ago, I found out I have chronic Lyme and have for 30 years. So really it was Lyme that really was my main issue, not necessarily just endometriosis, parasites,
Right.
and mold.
Yeah.
So it led me down multiple different wormholes of environmental toxins.
Wow.
So I feel like it's a good place for people to start. People that are trying to regain their health back, it's just a really great place to start. And it's going to open up so many thoughts that you never really even thought were an issue.
Well, it's just so easy.
It's so easy.
It's just so easy. I think
made it
that's the
easy.
It's like,
thing
what do you have to lose?
Right. You really don't.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
Besides
I mean,
the worms,
when I was
you know
thinking
what I'm
about,
saying?
doing something like this, I'm thinking like a cleanse. I'm thinking like, okay, you need to fast for 2-3 days and, put all this stuff into your body and that's what's going to clean it out. But you're saying, no, it's just eat clean, do this 3 times a day.
Yep.
For 30 to 45 days.
Yep.
It's like that is
3 to 4 times a year.
Simple.
You can do more. You don't just have to do it only 3 to 4 times a year. You can do them back to back. I just wanted to make it simple. I needed to make it easy enough my husband could do it because he needs to cleanse, right? You got to consistently do this.
Well, I'm thinking about me, right?
Yeah, right.
I'm
a guy.
him, right? I'm like,
It's super
it's funny.
easy.
There's 2 pieces of me. There's the one piece of me that either is like, okay, I need it to be so extreme and then I'm going to do it, or it needs to be so simple that it adds to my daily routine and it just happens automatically.
Yep. Right. Just add it to water. You can take it straight. It tastes, it's a alcohol. So if you can't do alcohol, you can put it in warm water and it'll dissipate. Leave it for 5 to 10 minutes and just shoot it.
Yeah.
So I just take it straight because I like the way it tastes, but it's so easy. Like it really is. And if you miss a dose, you can just do it again. You're just trying to get the herbs in. That's it. I'm just trying to get herbs in.
Keep flushing them.
That's it. You're just doing a different approach to your body than the same supplements and the same way. And
listen, nobody wakes up one day and thinks, what'll be fun? Going to rehab. But sometimes life gets messy. And the bravest thing that you can do is admit that you need a reset.
At Oak Forest Recovery, we're not here to judge. We've been there. We know what it's like. We've been scared. We've been alone. Using comedy and jokes to cover it all up. The good news is you don't have to do it alone. We have the tools, we've got the community, and we even have good coffee.
If you or someone you love is struggling, come see us. Healing doesn't have to be boring. It can even be fun, and we're here to help.
I used herbs that are foraged. We had to forage these ourselves for a while, usnea and then lungwort lichen, because one thing not a lot of people realize, and I didn't know this when I first went viral, was that they have a biofilm around them. It's a hardened shell like an egg, and you have to break that. So if you're just going and doing Parasite, that's fine, but you really need to bring in something that's in metal flush, which is lungwort lichen, which breaks the biofilm, exposing them. So you burn their house down, you've exposed them, and now you're going to drag them out one by one and everything in them, right? And you just want to obliterate them.
Yeah.
So there's a synchronicity. You have to do a series of this, and that's what we found out the hard way. Was we didn't do that.
Right.
So that's really what made me develop Parafy, because I literally was sitting around talking for 8 hours a day about someone else's company, and it was becoming expensive for me and my community. I was lucky 4 years ago, there wasn't like this big influencer thing on TikTok. So everyone was sending me their product to try it and talk about it. But then when I would talk about it with my community, it was like $250 for everything I put in here. And I'm like, who can afford that? Chronically ill people are very poor because it's expensive. So I need to make something that's cheap, accessible, easy, affordable, like all of the things. I need it to be, I can talk about it, go on my account and discuss it.
Right.
So that's really what my inspiration was.
Wow.
Now, does this make you go to the bathroom? Like when you first started, are you going to need to be near a toilet, or what are the vibes?
I definitely think you should start it on a day off.
Okay.
But when you bind, that's why I brought the binder in, because if all of a sudden you do start this and you're like, oh my gosh, which it doesn't happen very often. I think people think, oh, I'm going to do a parasite cleanse and crap my pants. But really that's not the case at all, because you're going to bind.
Right.
But even if you don't bind, I mean, I don't think that this is harsh enough. With other companies that have like a kind of a similar system, I've heard some people, poop themselves.
Yeah, me too.
Did you you Paragard, right?
Yeah, I did. I think I did it once or twice, and I don't think I was running to the bathroom.
Yeah,
I don't remember that. But there was a lot of people warning me, like, be careful, make sure you're home and whatever.
Seems like a myth.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe some people do. I don't know.
Some people do. Different. Like, I mean, that was why I did it, because I'm like, okay, the mushrooms helped. He made mushrooms enough that I didn't have that side effect. It was like one of the few mushrooms I've ever taken and I didn't have poop side effects.
Yeah.
Right? Because most of the time when you take a large amount, the mushrooms help really. No, Jeremy made them so good that it was just like, oh, okay. But then I did the Paragard and I was like, it's not making me go poop that much. And then the third day I was like, oh, okay. So this is what's really wrong with it. I mean, when I saw it in the toilet, I was wild.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people, and I get pictures all day, by the way. So
people must send
all day. 25,000 are on my phone right now.
Yeah.
I actually cleaned up a lot of pictures that were sent to me, and they're in a 600-page ebook that's in my profile. That's just parasite identification, because it's really hard to get someone to identify them. And then all day, everyone just sends them to us.
Yeah.
I actually ask if you mind seeing poop and parasites when you get hired, because you're going to see them.
Now, they also can come out of your eyeballs.
Yeah, they can come out your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your ears, your nose, your pee, because, pee is just a runoff of blood. Yeah. And they're in our blood. So your poop and skin. I had them come out my skin. I also
could you see them? Like you?
Oh
could
yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. You could actually see on some of my videos where I had like marks on my face. That's where they came out. I thought they were zits, but they weren't. Oh my god. And then I did a fulvic soak. So I went viral in July over Paragard, and then 3 months later I did a fulvic soak, just my foot soak, and I had them come out my feet, and I have videos of them swimming out my feet and doing like a U-turn in the water,
trying to get back,
swimming around in the water. And I went more viral in October of 21 because of that. And then that's when I was already like, I should probably start a company. I was starting to create this and I do sell fulvic because of that video. And then I do fulvic often, and they just kind of come out. If I don't have that problem anymore, but I would do it and they would come out, and I was on video. Wow. I've recorded myself every day since 21 because I don't want anyone to look back and go, yeah, that's not true. You can watch my progression of my health getting better and better because of everything I talk about.
Right.
But specifically fulvic.
So is there a point where you will not have any in your body, like after a while, or we just keep ingesting them?
Yeah, we just keep ingesting them. We
can't avoid them.
No. And I mean, you can do the best, right? We bring filters with us when we travel because they're in the water. And I mean, you're just absorbing 2 cups of everything in that water every 15 minutes. You're showering and bathing. So we're just as careful as possible. We're just as proactive. And I feel like that's really a big message that not a lot of people realize is we're just being proactive here.
Right.
It's not a fear mongering. It's just really understanding that this is a normal thing and we should make this normal.
Right. Have you like connected with anybody like in the medical or scientific community over this? To try to do like studies or try to come out with like some sort of science so that you can really sort of, I feel like the biggest goal would be to get the FDA to get, off your back.
Oh yeah. They're not on our back. They were done. They'll probably never come visit us again because we are so compliant. Everything we do.
But you're compliant.
But I don't think that they're ever going to approve any sort of a supplement. I think that they're very much going to stay in their ways. But I do have some things that I've been working on with medical reform and better understanding. I do have a lobbyist lawyer that is helping kind of have this be less taboo and have it be a better understanding. But I don't think we're ever going to change the way Western medicine countries are. But I do think we are changing as a society.
For sure.
And I do believe that Western medicine is very much needed. It is a life-saving medicine where everybody thinks that it's going to heal you. And that's where we've been indoctrinated. and that
Right.
we've been told it's here to heal you and save you.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just here to save you.
Yeah.
Like, you go to the emergency room, don't go think that doctor's going to hold your hand after and make sure that you're healing from what you went to the ER. That's your job as a human. Your job is to lay your head down at night and to say, I did the best I could with this body that I had, and I reconnected my soul with the body to the best of my ability, and I'm going to do it again tomorrow, and I'm going to do my best.
Yeah.
Because that's ultimately what this is about at the end of the day, is how you can manage your health and how you feel and what's best for you, because it's just you at the end of the day.
Right.
So it's important for people to understand that.
Right. Well, yeah, I have an older stepbrother who's an ER doctor, and in Visalia, and there's just a ton. There's just a lot of. It's gnarly in the ER there, and he always says, like, what we do is just, exactly what you said. We're there just to save you. We're there just to keep you alive, and then push you out.
Yep.
But it's not to heal you. And he's like, in it every day, a serious doctor. And he's like, you have to go and find ways to take care of your body.
You do. And if you don't like what your doctor's saying, go find another one.
Yeah.
If they're not willing to support you in every part of your journey, you should go find a new one. And that's really also what I do. I help people in my link tree go to doctors who believe environmental toxins are a root cause of autoimmune diseases that we have, and that they create the chronic illness epidemic that we're in. And they will hold your hand, and they will help you, and they will guide you, and they believe in everything that I say and everything that we're doing. Because when you have a tribe and you have a community, everything is easier and better, and you can all work with your own knowledge and make you a better person and healthier. And so I feel like Western medicine has to be here. Like, we just have to be here.
Oh, no, for sure. Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's just what we now have to rethink, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's your brother. That was your brother. Yeah. He's right. I worked in the ER. It's intense. You're there to save their life.
I've seen I've got to meet clients that have come, through finding O-Forest through my platform. And I think that's been one of the most special things. And then seeing them, I've seen people come in the beginning, and then I've seen them, at bonfire or after, and seen like the light come back in their eyes and what a great experience they're having. And this new, community that they have now that could last for the rest of their lives and has set them up like for a successful recovery. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things.
And sometimes I'd get in trouble because I'd be like, okay, so now you got to do this when you go home. And they're like, Kim, don't stay. Don't give that medical. I'm like, I know, it's just so hard not to say anything. Like, it's hard to stay in the bubble. It is.
Liability.
Totally. Malpractice. I let my license go so that I could do all of this.
Right.
I let it go in September of 21. Because it does. It like handcuffs
it hinders you.
Yeah. I couldn't share nearly what I share now with my license.
Well, it's interesting working in the addiction space, right? So I don't have a license. I own a treatment center. I have a lot of people that have licenses that work for me. But what I can do compared to what one of my therapists can do are wildly different.
Yeah.
Right? Because I can cross through the barriers and boundaries that a therapist can't, and reach somebody in a different way. And then at the same time, they can also reach with the skills and tactics that they've learned to do, CBT and DBT and all sorts of EMDR and trauma therapies that I can't do, right? But it is this interesting blend of these two things have to come together to really create change.
And you can tell someone about your experience with EMDR and all the different types of treatments where that doctor, the licensed practitioner, they can't usually give that information.
Right.
So that's a cool way that you just said that, to be able to blend them all together.
Yeah, for sure.
Good for you guys. Like, I just have to say what you're doing is super awesome.
Oh, thank you.
And it's just such a cool thing to see people come together like you are, and having people come on here and be able to tell their story. It's so therapeutic.
For sure.
And to have someone pick something from that and be like, I resonate with that.
Yeah.
And so what you guys are doing is really awesome.
Yeah.
Same for you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Look at us.
It's a really interesting. I like this because we had a guest yesterday that had a really interesting story too.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's just getting this information out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like what you were saying. It's somebody is going to watch this and, is maybe struggling with chronic something.
Yep.
And then they hear this and they're like, oh my God, I gotta do this.
And it's not going to hurt you.
Right.
I mean, that's the whole thing about this, is that how hard it is to already have health issues, addiction, and then you're fighting something that's alive. Like literally, it is a frequency inside of your body that's bringing your frequency down.
Right.
We're all, every day you wake up, you're trying to get yourself to homeostasis, right? And you already are in a negative on the way out in the morning, it's like, oh. So how hard it is to do all of these things and to not have support or understanding, or even just one little, okay, maybe this will help me. It'll take me to another level of my health. Like, it's just important for people to know that there's things out there for them.
Right. Right.
I can't wait to do this.
Oh,
I know. I'm going to do it. I can't wait too. I'm like, so stoked.
Yeah. I'm excited. I
want to know. I want to know.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear you guys' journey.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely share about it. Yeah, it's interesting. I've never done a cleanse like that, so.
Yeah, I've never done something like this. Like, I've done one that was just basically one thing, but then I did it and people were like, no, you need the heavy metal, all the things that she has.
That's because of me.
Yeah,
we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
It's really anything you're hearing now that parasites and heavy metals, it is because of me. Like, I have integrated. I have really gone into the system and made sure that I'm on every platform, that I am everywhere. And for me, it's not, oh, well, that's my message. This is a message that I've been told needs to be told. This is my purpose. I am in my purpose in life. And this was pain to purpose for me. And overall, my life has been, I've had addiction. I've struggled in my teens. So like, I know that this is where all of that was from to get me to this point in order for me to be Worm Queen and stand in front of people and be like, listen, helped me. Like, it can help you if you just want to try it. But it's kind of cool to see the tides are turning on it, and, it's being talked about more. And I make sure that if it's not talked about in a positive light, that I stand on my account and I talk about it in a positive light.
Yeah, for sure.
Because don't villainize this.
Yeah.
I think more people are open to talking about things like that, like, and it's getting more normalized because people are tired. Like, I can't tell you how many people I know, including myself, who have chronic illness, have been to can't figure out what's going on, and like have to go and figure out whatever's going on with them and don't know how to do it, So I think that there's so many people that are desperate to do just about anything at this point and are willing to look at other ways.
I want them to be desperate and heal.
Yeah.
Versus really desperate. I want to show you guys what I used to look like so that you can really, and I can send this to you as well, really kind of see how sick I was.
Oh my gosh. That doesn't even look like you.
No.
Wow. Show the camera. Wow.
Get that on there. Wow.
That's crazy.
How just doing a little cleanse and just opening up your world to something new.
Right.
And just changing things up a little, doing a little biohack with red light.
It's interesting. It's like so similar to like a before and after of somebody in addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like.
I did write a little bit about how I think that parasites can really cause people to have further issues in their bodies. The hardest part is realizing it's not you and working on forgiving yourself for any missteps. And they don't want you to do that. They want you, as a environmental toxin living in your body, to stay in that lower frequency because it keeps them alive. And when you have multiple frequencies in your body, like mold, parasites, and Lyme, they're alive. So it's really not just you battling it. It's something else inside of you battling it with you. And so when you are feeling bad because you have stopped doing something and drug wise, and then you have die-offs, you go back to it because this other thing is dying and they want this, right? So when that happens, and you're definitely going to have that happen, your environmental toxins are not just always parasites, but it can also be mold. So parasites control your mind and mold can brainwash you. And a lot of people go into moldy homes to do drugs, and they're living in squalor. So how can they ever get ahead? How can they ever change their physical body outcome when they're living in an environmental toxin that wants to keep them there because it's surviving inside of their body? Right. So I live in Seattle, and I go past these buildings all the time. I see people on the streets all the time that are so ill, and I can tell they have worms and that they're in the mold, and you can smell the mold in these old buildings that they're living in and squatting in. How can they ever get ahead? Right. Yeah. So I can smell the mold and know people are living in there. I also have a past with heavier addiction of drugs and was full of mold and parasites. When I cleaned my system, I went through a brain detox because looking back was hard and uncomfortable. But when I accepted the fact I can change my future from working on forgiving my past, it allowed my present to clear the way for my future self to be free.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me, you guys. Yeah. It really is something that I feel like people should start and just go from the ground up and just clean your soil. Yeah. Because how can you get ahead if your soil's dirty? Yeah. So
I can't wait to clean my soil.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. And there's just no harm. It's like there's no harm, if you're struggling or just living life, it's like for $100 and you felt good in 2 to 3 days. Yeah. After that many years.
Yes.
I mean, that's, I think to me, that is like the sort of the groundbreaking thing, right? It's like, this isn't, see if you feel good in 45 days. Yeah. This is like, you felt good in 2 to 3 days.
Yes.
Time. And we're like, holy shit.
Instant relief of inflammation, joint pain, because they live in our joints. Right. Instant. It was just like, okay, I want to take this. And then I learned so much. I put in a little white willow bark in there to help with any discomfort and pain. So when I went viral, I really dug in. I sat down and I read like 24. I had terrible insomnia, which is a side effect of a parasite. It's one of the things that after 7 p.m. that's when they're awake. Oh. And so they're making you feed because that's their breakfast. And then your insomnia hits because they're up at 7 p.m. and you're wanting to go to bed. And then you keep, you're up all night. So then you're sleepy during the day. But that's when they wake up. They're nocturnal creatures. Oh, wow. So a lot of people that have insomnia really need to do a cleanse. Wow. That will help their sleep. It's like the first thing everyone says, oh my God, I got the best sleep ever. I'm like, yeah, because you paralyzed them. Yeah. You told them they're on alert. Some people will open this. They wouldn't even have to open it. One guy just got the box, and because the frequency in his body was like, I'm going to do a cleanse, his dog pooped out worms and his daughter pooped the worms right next to the dog. Wow. And then he opened it and his wife started going like, oh my God, what is this voodoo that's come into my house? And I'm like, you hadn't even smelled any of it yet. And he's like, no, it was just us talking about it and them knowing because they're alive. They can, Wow. Yeah.
It's interesting.
That's so crazy.
Wow. Yep. So you're going to cleanse? You guys are going to cleanse?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to make sure I want your whole team to cleanse.
Okay. Yeah.
So I only brought one kit, but I'm going to send you guys them. I'm going to send you the lymph kit, which is our new kit. It helps move your lymphatic system. It has turkey tail and lion's mane in it. It helps protect your brain, break down any scar tissue that's in your body, and boost your immune system. It'll also help repair the DNA that's been damaged due to environmental toxins. So we're going to do that one. I'll send that one to you guys. And then Fulvic. I'll send you guys some Fulvic so you can do foot soaks or bath soaks, whichever you prefer, which be careful, they can come out your skin. And then I'll send you guys Parafite.
Oh my God. I want to see them.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. I'm excited for you guys. It's fun. Let's get all healthy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rad. Cool. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks for having me, you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate it.